Hi, Eric, and we're going to be talking about this watch right here, which is the Breitling 42-2 SuperOcean, and this is a little different. It's the Japan edition. Before I get started, I wanted to say this is my first video. If you like it, please like and subscribe. If you don't, I get it. And secondly, I wanted to say inspiration for doing these videos. A lot of us watch videos. I have 3 that are my favorite, and if you haven't seen them, you should. I think Adrian Barker, number 1, not first, but in no specific order, but Adrian Barker is amazing, and his videos are great, just fantastic, informative, unbelievable. O'Shane O'Malley. Wow, this guy's videos are incredible. Also helps that he's in Venice. You know, right now you probably hear the ambulances outside the window. I'm in New York City, so it's a little different. And then last but not least, newer on the scene, I think, Nico Leonard. God, that guy's funny. He is awesome, just fantastic, great, straight, and just amazing job. And I happen to agree with a lot of what he says. So with that said, Breitling, I hated the brand. Couldn't stand it. Hated Breitling. I always thought it was like a pilot's watch or a pilot's wannabe watch. Terrible. For me, they were big, cumbersome, ugly. I just didn't like them. Then I saw a watch for sale, and it was a Japan edition. The dial was a little different. I really overlooked the whole full polish thing, and I ordered it. And now I absolutely love it. And this thing is full on polish. I mean, from the case to the bracelet to everything. It is really full on polish, and I love that about it. You know, I do. Another thing about Breitling really quick is that George Kern is the CEO. He's been there for 5 years, and he's taken the company in a little bit of a different direction. He's bringing back some of the old things, and the B instead of the emblem with the wings, which I like. And he was, prior to Breitling, he was at IWC for a decade or so, and then many other roles and fantastic things he's done. So he's doing great things with Breitling, but changing the directions. But I like that. I like the bling, and I like that slash bracelet, which is called the Professional 3, that I'll go into it more. And then also people talk about, you know, ETA movements, and specifically, you know, with Breitling, and that they have ETA movements. They use ETA movements. Well, now of course they have the Kanisi movement, said that they traded with Tudor, and they gave them their BO1 for the chronograph at 70 hours. And there's a lot of great movements out there, but if you look at ETA is a 150-year-old company. You look at Solita, 70 years old or so. You've got Soprod. You've got all these guys that really have worked the kinks out of these watches and the movements. So you know what you're getting, and they work well. The only thing I think we sacrifice is power reserve, and I think that'll happen soon. There's a really good video that you should look up, and it's by Jean-Claude Biver is in there, and he's been CEO of many companies, and he's asked this question about in-house movements, and he laughs, and he said, you know, it's only been the last 5-10 years that people have gone crazy with in-house movements. And really, what are in-house movements? You know, we have companies that are smaller that are putting together things and components in other places. So a true in-house movement, and even companies like Oris that have the money to do it, there's a challenge there. Look, they had a hiccup with their in-house, their 5-day. When you went to set it, you jumped back 2 minutes. So that glitch they've worked out, and there's a hack around it if you own it. But still, you know, there's a challenge with creating new movements. Anyway, let's get down to the specifics of this watch right now. Okay, so here we go. The Breitling 42-2 SuperOcean Japan, and I'll run through some stats pretty quick with you. First of all, the difference between this and the regular, instead of the Japanese edition, is that this has applied indices, if you can see, instead of numerals. The dial's busy to begin with, and for me, the numerals just make it even much more so. So this still has a 24-hour track for military time, and you can easily still tell the time. So I love it. I also find something that's different is if you look at the edge of the bezel, those are teeth. Those are real teeth. They're usually, you know, sideways, and this is actually straight through teeth. This is super grippy bezel. You cannot lose the grip of this bezel. It's very clicky. It's different. It's super precise. So, I mean, it's really easy to dial in to wherever you need to go. It's a really great bezel, vulcanized rubber in it, and it's just really beautiful. I've used it for a daily driver, and you can beat it, and it still looks good. The one thing you have to have with this watch is Cape Cod cloth. The difference here is this bracelet. The bracelet is beautiful. It's a slash bracelet instead of being straight across. And I love that. And also everything's all polished. I'll get into that in a minute. But the thing about the bracelet is that when you go to remove one of the links, you have to take out two. And it pivots. If you look at this whole thing just collapses on itself. It's amazing. So super comfortable, really comfortable. And do I wish I had an extension? Sure. Are you going to give up something? You bet you will. It's thin like this, super comfortable like that. I like it. It's nice. It is 42 millimeters, as I said. But it wears like a 40, and it's because that window here, it's much smaller. It wears like a 40 for sure. No doubt about it. I thought for sure I couldn't wear this, and I'm like, wow, it wears small. So it's 42 millimeters. It's 13.8 thick. It's a 50 millimeter lug to lug. And that sounds like a lot. It's kind of everybody's, probably the outside of everybody's number they'd want to see, but this thing wears really beautifully because those lugs, if you look at them, they are really downturned lugs. They are really downturned. So it really wraps around your hand. Another thing that helps with feeling like a smaller watch. This is dome sapphire crystal, of course. AR coating is amazing on this. The total weight of the watch is 160 grams. It's pretty heavy, but it's nice and solid, and I think the watch head is 90 grams of it. So it has the Breitling caliber 17, which is an ETA 2824, I believe, modified. They don't go into great specifics about how they modify it, but there is some modifications. And of course, that shows through because it's COSC certified. Has a 42-hour power reserve, and it's a really great watch. I ran through it quickly, but I'll tell you that I love this watch now. I just think it's a fun watch. It's a great watch. It's a reliable watch. And if you want somebody to see your watch, you wear this watch because it certainly has the bling without diamonds. It's just super polished. And as I mentioned, that's the last thing I'll hit on is the polish. If you haven't seen or experienced a Breitling polished product, from the watch head to the bracelet, it's absolutely beautiful. And you can look up on, I think it's called Super Factories, and you can watch how they're made, but they are amazing. The polishing is amazing, and everything on this watch is polished, except of course for the inside, so it won't stick to your skin. Solid case back, and it's a beautiful, beautiful watch. So I'm a fan. So there you go. So to conclude, I honestly believe that this is one of the best watches you can get for under $2,000. You can get them anywhere from $1,400 to $1,800. I'd say the tops is $2,000 used. It's a very capable dive watch. You're talking 500 meters. It's beautifully made. You get the US edition, which has pad printed Arabic numerals, or you could get, of course, the version that we just went through, the Japanese version, which has indices applied, baton indices. I think that it's a great buy. It's a great watch. Please like and subscribe. And the next video I have coming out will be the Tudor Black Bay 58 review. And just to give you a rib shot, a little unorthodox, but there you go. That's on a 7-inch wrist. It's a perfect watch for a 7-inch wrist, even though it's a 42. Thanks for watching.